Welcome back to Blueprint channel. It's TK and I want to showcase the Super Barch strategy, exactly the same one but with a few twists of equipments, and we're gonna take a look at if super archers are still viable and what about the King's Gauntlet glitch. Now the first attack on this box base, I wanted to showcase this because the way that sometimes you have to drop root riders on a complete opposite side, especially when they are all nerfed, could be a bit scary. But with the new warden equipments that I have put on this strategy, which is the life gem, you actually add basically those HPs that you lose on the root rider, so you don't need to take the rage tome or like the healing tome. And here we are going with the super archer, and this is important. Of course we're not gonna get that far just to land here, because if I go and land in this empty area, that's where I don't know how many giant bombs there could be there, and mostly there is always one or two to kind of land on. But you need to know that the super archer health is so much lower. Look how much the mortar is damaging, so even a small bomb and then a multi-mortar can kill your archers. Like, it's a lot more harder, and you need to make sure you kind of make the invisibility a bit earlier. Now with this super archer value, of course, as you can see the base style, we're gonna go ahead from the opposite side all the way to the town hall. Let me actually put this away. Now of course, one thing you need to kind of realize is that where are the damage in this base, and start into it. If you start into here, I've seen actually people do this. You're gonna go through a town hall poison. You do have a warden ability which you can provide a lot of tanking, but look, the back end here will be left when you come after the town hall. It's a lot to deal with. That's why we're going opposite side. And the most important part is also that, guys, you need only one root rider alive. Don't be scared of that early warden ability, because you don't need that crazy warden ability later. A nice little snipe on the right side that I'm doing to enemy queen. Now here is where you just need to protect these heroes and do not let them come out. Once you see the root riders are going low on HP, you can see they are halfway of their HP, you can pop that warden ability and let them go through the first like few more layers, and then that's when usually they will die out. This is like because they're nerfed, so they will die out, but they did their job. And this is where you can follow the top side, not make the king to go too much outside, and look at the champion. Now I'm gonna have, of course, that's haste vial, but here is where you can literally pop it so early and it doesn't matter, because you are gonna speed things up with the haste vial so much. It's not about having hogs, because those hogs can go down to spring traps and giant bombs. This haste vial will speed up your attack so much, and it's crazy because sometimes you might be low on time, but this first attack didn't seem that much of a trouble. But let's go on to the next one, which the King's Gauntlet glitch could be an issue. Alright, we are here on the next base, and this again is a box, but take a look at the poison towers and the bomb towers. You can't really do the same super archer that you did on the last base. And then for the core, you have literally two supers pointing at you, so the warden ability blimp wouldn't really be the best value, as behind the town hall is a lot of damage. Now look at this blimp. I'm gonna go ahead with a side blimp to take the most value out of this side, especially because the poison tower is on the right side, so this side could be completely baited. That's why I have those rocket loons and loons. But look at a clone. I'm gonna try my best to clone as far as possible. Maybe I could have angled the blimp even more to get more archers cloned into the other side of the wall, but this super archer value on this base is decent, but it's nothing crazy, right? We just got like a town hall, scatter, and eagle, maybe a few extra defenses like the poison tower and stuff, but it's about the funnel that we had. Now here is where, if there's a 3 ice column CC, we're gonna go ahead with a titan kill, just because you don't have much barbarians in town hall 16 on this strategy. In town hall 15 we used to have 38 or something, so you could kill these with the barbarians, but no, I'm gonna go with the titan and then start the attack. Now once you're going through that ricochet cannon, always drop that ice golem early on, because it's gonna freeze nicely. Make sure you funnel those heroes back inside, and we started from this side. Just a simple tip, just because look at this archer tower, look at the, let me put this, look at this archer tower. If we start from this side, this area is actually quite empty. So if there is good Teslas, they could literally pull our root riders to the outer edge, which is this side, and everything can skip the core. But that's why we went from the right side, because of the scatter, the archer tower, the cannon. These things can move back in the core, and you can funnel this side. So you are making sure that all the troops actually move to the core. Something that not a lot of people think of is looking at these empty spots. Like, these are empty spots for the root riders. They're not gonna go through them, they're gonna go around them, so the core will stay up. Something I'm doing on the top side. Now here comes the problem of popping a very warden, like very early warden ability. Just because these root riders are staying alive, I'm gonna open path for the queen for no reason. Those root riders could have gone to the core. So this is also where, look at the king's gauntlet, that glitch is gone. This is where usually he would be glitched and absolutely demolish everything inside out that area, the single infernos, all the skellies, and then he would be non-glitched and would still go forward. Like, he would stay alive maybe 20 more seconds with that glitch, but he died. He couldn't even get the enemy queen. This is the difference of having the glitch patched. So that could be an issue with your king's gauntlet. So you need free spells for the single infernos, and you need to make sure you take care of the king, pop it a bit earlier, because this is what's gonna happen. It's the very like back end of the base that is left. But still, I believe that King's Gauntlet would have got a lot more value if it was bugged. So this is the change to this strategy. Now, I'm dropping these barbs a bit bad, I'm not gonna lie. I'm dropping it a bit too early, but I could have maybe hold it and drop it in here because I didn't see the hole actually. So we're gonna fail this attack. But imagine if the gauntlet was still there. Would you think this would be a fail? I really don't think so. And of course, I know I could have dropped the barbs better, but we're gonna go ahead to another example of how you can still fail with a super archer, but you can also still triple. So it's just the nice little balance they have. But let's move on. Okay, we are here on this ring base, and guys, this is the ring base that I always hit it in the same like area. Okay, I always land the super archer in the exact same area. So that's what I wanted to do here. I wanted to hit it exactly the same, also with the Sui, where before the update used to do. Now of course there's always traps here, so you look at that invisibility. I'm gonna pull the archer to the cores so they get those double expos and maybe even the spell towers. So if you don't get it, it's fine, but it is what it is. You just have to know where to start your attack into the damage. One more invisibility, I dropped it a bit late to use those archers HP because we have no scatter, no giant bombs, no multi infernos. You can actually delay the invisibility for maybe half a second to use that extra HP you have when archers are full, so you can get more value. Now going in, as I said, I'm always lacking that early ice golem when I'm going into, of course, queen, you know, multi-archer tower, a lot of damage. And this is where unfortunately the queen, before she gets frozen, she actually took out my headhunter. But look at the root riders. They got in front, king is behind the wall. This is like the small things that could happen. The root riders are by themselves. Now I always hold one for this mortar, so once it's down, my own root riders can path to the core, because I don't have the earthquake boost on, you know, the Super Barch. So we need the nice open walls to get to the core. But guys, out of 4 root riders, only 1 is left. This is the difference now. But look at that warden ability. Going to pop it early, of course, even though the king's glitch is patched, but king being in the core will still give you decent value. And look, I popped it way earlier. Now dropping the champion to go around the kings and the queen like defenses that they are hitting. They're not going to be reaching a lot of these defenses to the outer side. But guys, that king's gauntlet was enough even without the bug. So there is these differences. You can see already, sometimes the bug could have helped you triple, but even here without a bug, this is still so crushed because we got a champion ability, I popped the queen ability, we got barbs, and it's just, as I said, a nice balance that it has. Maybe if there is a lot of players who just love to spam everything in, maybe they're not gonna get the like craziest triple ever, but I think there's gonna be a difference between how you're gonna execute a plan than, you know, of course, just spamming those heroes, root riders, everything in without a good funnel. You are gonna struggle a bit, so make sure you get that nice warden ability in. And also the King's Gauntlet, you need to pop it earlier. Look at the king, whenever he's on red, pop it, because you get that extra HP and you can move on more. Don't forget the single infernos and the monolith will kill you if you don't pop the King's Gauntlet too late. Alright, we are on this base and look at the way the base is, okay? So you can see already with the bomb towers and a lot of empty area around it, you can't really blimp that side, okay? It's not gonna be working anymore with the new Super Archer HP. It's so much risk. On a regular TH16 bomb tower, you can never blimp just because you die instantly like super wizards. But on these ones, you might stay alive, but they have always bombs around it. But look at this. Guys, I actually didn't have the blimp on this attack. Just because, yeah, I had, you know, Stone Slammer, Drill, and the Flame Flinger. So we're not gonna go that far away that I wanted it to go. So a lot of defenses are actually gonna stay up with this Super Archer value. So look at the Hound. One thing you can do, pull it away and into the invisibility, sorry. Something that a lot of people do when their archers are locked to the Hound is they pull it away in a way that archers will follow them. You need to always pull the Hound in a way that they come back to your invisibility, so they get invisible, so archers at least do a few more things and then lock to the Hound again. So now is where, of course, I wanted to test the root riders. Can they make it all the way to the town hall? That is the $1,000,000 question, right? Like, a lot of you want to know, is it still viable to go all the way opposite side? Do I need to be scared? How does it work? But look, we're gonna kind of lose a root rider early if I don't drop the headhunter, which, yeah, this is it. Like, you never lost this early like root riders back when the update didn't drop. So you can already see it's very low on HP. You don't need to pop the warden. As I said, have one root rider alive. Look at your army. If they're low on HP, like all of them as a splash, like as a group, pop the warden. But if something is just low on HP by itself, like the early when we were going into the base, that one root rider, do not pop the warden for it, because you only need one to get through this little wall for the town hall. Now this is where I made a mistake with the champion. I dropped the champion in a way that she could actually come to the core and go to the town hall poison. My thinking was the champion on the side, so everything with the King's Gauntlet in the core, but that kind of didn't go to plan, okay? King's Gauntlet go off, of course, we have the Queen ability as well. You need to watch out you don't get that extra, you know, health boost, so just watch out. Now here's where, as I said, champion is going into the core because of those buildings and heroes, and I'm gonna pop the haste so I can get her out of that poison ASAP. But it doesn't really work out that hard because the poison and the skellies kept the champion. So a few tips already here. Of course, you need to watch out for those high Teslas, you know, just always watch out before you drop your rest of the barbs. But we're not actually going to triple this. There is a mistake with the blimp. Of course, we didn't have it. There was a mistake and with the dropping of the champion, and you can see the King's Gauntlet again, that doesn't give you the value that it used to with the bug. And that is the difference, guys. I hope you understood everything I mentioned in this video, how an attack can fail and how an attack can triple. There's these few differences, so learn them, practice them if you still like this army, of course. And trust me, guys, get that haste vial into the level 18. It's gonna help you out a lot from your attacking perspective and your time perspective and time management. So hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Take care and peace.